Hey guys, it's time for a new devlog. Yes, you heard right, the robot voice is no more. From now on, I'll make the voiceover myself. So let's get started right away. I've got a handful of new updates, additions and bug fixes for Kratoria. When I look at this city from some months ago, I noticed that it looked pretty dead. There was no movement and no life within the settlement. In the meanwhile, I managed to add these citizens to idle around the town center. Later on, I also added a female version to get some more visual variety. If you pay close attention, you'll notice a group of people sitting inside the town center. There's quite an important difference between the sitting ones and the walking ones. These guys here have no real function. They only exist for the purpose of making the city feel more alive. These guys on the other end represent how many citizens are available right now. These are required for recruiting units or building production facilities. They will only spawn when you've got enough population space and a positive happiness meter. I was using these white placeholder characters for a while, but now I finally replaced them with the new Roman villager mesh. Now let's take a look at these idling citizens. As you can see, their movements are still a bit janky and floaty. They move way too fast and don't really behave naturally. Another issue is that a lot of them get stuck in the ground or in front of the city center. In order to handle this problem, I'll have to look into the collisions and figure out what's exactly going on there. Alright, the next chapter is about the campaign again. I've already made a devlog where I started to explain the purpose and functions of this viewport. There have been some major additions, but since there are no new visuals that I can show you, it still doesn't really look like there's been a lot of change. I'll show you some of the problems that I encountered during the development of this system. Here, for example, I've had the issue that some weird path lines were being generated that didn't really make any sense. In this stage here, the player would move to the point I wanted him to, but his location wouldn't get saved for the next move. As you can see, he always resets himself to point 0 instead of moving from the point where he was previously standing on. A new thing that I added are these starting points. When you start your run, you can now examine and evaluate which path will give you the best advantages. Then you can choose on which of these starting fields you'd like to start from. In the campaign runs, there will be a variety of points of interest. There are weapon shops, bonfires, random events, treasures, arena fights, and of course the skirmishes. The last bug that I encountered this week was with the ranged units in the game. For some reason, the enemy skirmisher would start launching projectiles from a very far distance. Now that I've taken care of that, you can see that he only starts shooting once his target is within range. I'll also have to find a way to sync up the throwing animation with a missile being fired, because now this problem is quite noticeable. So far, that's it for today's devlog. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and follow the channel for the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.